I'm at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, where I'm talking to Thierry Berthouloux, the CTO of Monaco Telecom. Thierry, tell us about Monaco Telecom to start with.
Well, Monaco Telecom is a pretty unique operator in Europe because of its size first. This is a very small territory, 2 square kilometers, a very limited number of subscribers, 35,000 for the mobile subscribers, and around, let's say, 17,000 on the fixed line. So that puts us in a very specific conditions, and that raises issues. Every time we have to invest, and we need to think about how we're going to get the return on our investment based on the number of people we have. Of course, those subscribers are pretty unique. They have, quite rich people, so they have a pretty high ARPU, and we have a pretty good ARPU in Monaco Telecom. Having said that, we are seeing today all the trends that all operators see. Everybody wants more traffic, more data, but at a lump sum price, and this raises definitely challenges. In terms of revenues, we do half of our revenue on our domestic market and half of our revenues out of the international market, where we sell service to operators around the world. We have affiliates, for example, in Afghanistan. The number one operator, Roshan, who has 6 million customers, is an affiliate of Monaco Telecom. We have a contract service in Kosovo. We have also a hosting contract with a company called On Air, which is offering a service, a telecommunication service in planes, for example. So we're pretty diversified in terms of business. And for the domestic market, 2/3 of our revenues are made out of the enterprise business, and 1/3 made out of the residential business.
Well, that's fantastic. You'd never really know that about the international aspects. Now, you've chosen Cafe from Movius. Can you tell us a bit of background to that, and also what the customer benefits are?
So what brought us to decide to choose Cafe was that we faced a decision on our network. We had to migrate our old POTS, our plain old telephone set, to IP. And by doing so, our voicemail, the legacy voicemail, was obsolete. So we had to find a new one. So we started to consult different vendors. Cafe came in. I think that we decided to move for Cafe, even if the trigger was voicemail. On the fixed line, we also think about having a converged voicemail for fixed and cellular services, which will happen probably sometimes 2013. But above and beyond that, we found that the Cafe platform brought a lot of, diversified services, like OTT type services, like address book based services, like social network based services, a lot of fancy things which I think will satisfy our customers. And also when you decide to choose a new vendor for a new platform, I mean, we've been pretty happy with the relationship that we had with Movius during the pre-sales phase. I mean, they've been very accommodating. They offered solutions, so we really had a very good level of interactions, which finally put us in that situation.
And I think one of the solutions and the discussions that you have had has led you taking part in a European system, cloud-based. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, this came up amazingly actually. When we decided to find a provider for that voicemail, the fixed voicemail solution, we wanted to look also at a remotely host-based solution. So we would buy it as a service for, due to the number of subscribers we have. Every time we have to invest in some areas, then there's an issue on the return on investment you're having. So we thought that it could be a good way to approach that and make sure that we have a gradual investment, an OPEX-based investment versus a CAPEX-based investment. So we discussed that with Movius. Unfortunately, Movius at that time offered services out of the US, and that raised concerns for the Monaco people, to have their messages stored in the US. So through the discussion, I offered them, but why don't you do that here? We can host your equipment, we can offer the connectivity you need, we can run it for you. So anything is there, so let's do it. So this is how this idea came in. So the first phase of our program is for us to have a platform which is based in Monaco to offer our service, but then we will move to a common platform in our cloud environment to offer to the European customers and also probably ours one day.
And I think you were saying you see Cafe perhaps going on into the future, perhaps moving into that enterprise area that's quite important for you.
Yes, absolutely. The driver for choosing Cafe was really the voicemail, converged voicemail, visual voicemail, everything related to the voicemail system, because this is what we needed at that time. But as you say, enterprise services is a key strategic area for Monaco Telecom for 2/3 of the revenue. So we need to protect that, and we probably need to offer more. So we thought that the cafe platform could also be a very good starting point to start developing those types of services.
Now we're here in Barcelona, the World Showpiece exhibition. What are some of the trends that you're seeing out in the industry at the moment in your environment?
Well, I think that we are now, facing a world where finally customers are using data. So a lot of people, struggle to. They were expecting it and it didn't happen. So this now happens, and probably the, Apple devices just, put that as an evidence, but it was not before then. And so now this is an evidence. But in the meantime, everybody wants to buy the service at the lump sum price, which of course creates a scissor effect in terms of investment. So I think if there is a trend which is shared by all operators today, is to find a way to change, the balance sheet and work on the way they're investing, and make sure that when they're investing, they don't take risk, and nobody can afford any longer to invest on a platform which will not be used. So buying services to hosted to companies who are hosting service platforms is probably a trend which will make bigger and bigger in the coming years.
Okay, Thierry, well, it's been a delight to talk to you, and thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Ryan.